Hello, everybody, and welcome to Speaking of Sustainability, the show where we introduce you to the leaders and change agents making a difference in the sustainability space. I'm your host, Colleen Falicki. After starting my composting business in 2017, I quickly realized that our communities are looking for more ways to be sustainable in their daily lives and to support eco-friendly businesses. I'm so excited to introduce you to some sustainable superheroes as we all look to make our planet a better place for years to come. I love that music. Hey everyone, welcome to Speaking of Sustainability, episode 10. I'm super excited to introduce our guest today, but before we do so, you know, if you've been watching or listening, that I give a sustainable fact at the beginning of each episode. And today actually has to do with who we're talking, you know, it ties into who we're talking to today. So if you walk a mile along a U.S. highway, you will see on average about 1,457 pieces of litter. Wow. That's from the Prince William County Green Business Council. And according to Keep America Beautiful, if every American picked up 152 pieces of litter at the same time, we would have a litter-free nation. And that's just what our guest here is trying to do in Philadelphia. Please join me in welcoming Terrill Haigler. He is also known as Ya Fav Trashman. He's a former sanitation worker for the city of Philadelphia, and he transitioned to being a community activist. And I've been wanting to get him on our show for a while, so welcome.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the invite.
This is fantastic.
This is going to be fun.
He's thank you. Thanks again. I know you're making a lot of changes. You're supporting litter removal and trash pickup in Philadelphia. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became interested in doing what you're doing now.
Yeah, so I'm born and raised in Philadelphia. People don't know this, but fun fact, my first profession was actually theater and dance. I'm classically trained in dance, ballet, hip hop, jazz, modern, tap, salsa, and West African.
Fantastic. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so in my younger years, I actually danced in a dance company. I did a Joe Scott video. I made Spider-Man on Broadway at 19. And then I had my first kid, my first daughter at 22. So I gave up the theater life for the W-2, as we say. And then just, various jobs throughout the years. And in 2019, I got hired as a sanitation worker. My first day was December 30th, 2019. And by March 2020, the pandemic got hit. So I was only 5 months on the job before the pandemic hit. And the pandemic opened my eyes to how dirty Philly was and how no one was really doing anything about it. So I had an idea to start an Instagram, and that Instagram turned into me becoming a social media influencer, which turned into me organizing cleanups and having a nonprofit and having a hauling company and writing a children's book and so on and so on, and hosting the Today Show and special invite to the White House and Kelly Clarkson and Good Morning America and David Moore. And then, it's the last 3.5 years have been a wild ride. But the best part is I get to organize cleanups and create community. So
fantastic. And how does that make you feel at the end of the day?
I love it. I didn't know there's a better feeling than to get to a neighborhood, pick up 10 tons of trash with complete strangers while music is playing, then go get something to eat. And, I have people that become like my trash ambassadors who come to everything. And so it's been an amazing ride to see the wildfire start about keeping Philadelphia clean.
Wonderful. It's so great to hear. And I personally have been following you for years since you started, and just enjoy watching what you're doing and how you're motivating young people in our city to do this as well. What do you want people to know about the work that you do?
That is actually important, that cleaning and greening our neighborhoods is a quality of life. Like, no matter your zip code, no matter how much you pay in a mortgage or how much you pay in property taxes, you deserve to live on a clean street. You deserve to have trees in your neighborhood. You deserve to have green spaces. And it really affects you. You go to different parts of Philly that have those things, you automatically feel different. And I think we look at some of the things that are plaguing our city, green spaces and clean streets would affect a lot of things happening.
Mm-hmm. You think that it has an effect on like mental health, your mental outlook and kind of well-being?
Yeah, no, it's been proven that cleaning releases positive endorphins.
Mm.
So if you ever notice, when you clean your room and you make your bed and you
Mm-hmm.
vacuum and you wipe things down, you feel good. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not because you did a task, it's because you're chemically reacting to the action of cleaning and being in a clean space. So it's
Sure.
like a physical, emotional, mental, all of those things go along with cleaning. And then imagine living in a neighborhood that's people deem dirty, and then you clean it. It's just it's like a perspective shift. Your whole perspective of your neighborhood changes.
Yeah. I feel that way. Yeah, I feel that way when I clean up my house, my area, my yard, and things like that. It definitely gives a good feeling, and also like being with trees and in nature,
Mhm.
um, for sure. Do you how's your interaction with kids? I know that they're sometimes grossed out. I have two children grossed out by cleaning, so I have to motivate them. Do you
Um,
notice that they're becoming passionate about cleaning the town?
the younger they are, yes. So I have like a workshop, like a recycling workshop that I do with kids, like from the age of like from grades like second grade to like fifth grade, and I use a bee called Ya Fav to
Hmm.
like tell the story of recycling. I have a business partner who writes nursery rhymes, so he wrote a nursery rhyme called "Before You Trash It." It's like, before you trash it, where does it go? Blue bin, white bin, let me know. Like, just a dope way to interact with kids, but to get them engaged and
Hmm.
learning. I did a workshop at a preschool, and the kids noticed that they didn't have any recycling cans. So the next week, all the kids got their parents to buy recycling cans for the daycare.
Oh, that's fantastic. The kids brought this up.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And so you said you have a book. What is the name of
Yes.
your book, and how can people find it?
It is called "I'm Cool Too," and I'm in process of getting some more printed. So I'll probably have some more books by like January. Uh,
Okay.
totally self published through my nonprofit. But long story short, my kids used to call me corny because I was a sanitation worker, and they were telling their friends that I was a pilot or a karate teacher or a police officer. So in the book, my kids go to sleep and they all have the same dream. They become my new hires on the job. And I walk them through the process of being a sanitation worker. And at the end of the book, they deem me kind of cool.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. And tell the name of the book and where folks can get it.
It's called "I'm Cool Too." And starting in January 2024, it'll be posted on my Instagram.
Okay. I'm cool too. So tell us how folks can find you, get in touch with you if they want to support what you're doing, and also work with you.
Yeah, so everything I do is through social media. So Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, is Your Fave Trash Man. Instagram is Your Fave Trash Man. LinkedIn is Your Fave Trash Man. My email is Your Fave Trash Man at Gmail. And I'm always down to collaborate with anybody to do a cleanup, to organize, to do an event around sustainability. And yeah, so I answer my own DMs. Like I
Okay.
get a lot of DMs, but I answer them. I get a lot of emails. I try to
Mhm.
keep up. And
Mhm.
I'm just somebody who just wants to do. Like, I try to organize one cleanup a month in
Okay.
different parts of the city. So, and I don't know where all the trash is. So I always need people to inbox me or let me know where trash is. And if you're
Mhm.
tired of seeing your block full of trash, we'll come and sweep it.
That's fantastic. So DM you if you want to participate. So if there was an organization or business that wanted to participate and pick up with you. can they just DM you to
Yeah, just
involve?
slide in my DMs. I'll answer.
Okay. Yeah, we Back to Earth supported a cleanup, and you were great with putting it out there. And so, if there's any other businesses that are listening or watching to this, or individuals that want to support Terrill's mission, reach out and do so. I highly recommend it. I can't always be there too. I work on the weekends as well. And excuse me. And and this is great because this podcast is on YouTube and anywhere you find podcasts. So anyone around the country, around the world can listen to this and support you. So I, highly urge to follow Terrill and support his work.
Yeah. Next year we're going for the goal of picking up 100 tons of trash in 1 year.
Fantastic.
So right now I'm raising money right now. My nonprofit has a Givelify. It's just my nonprofit is called Trash, the number 2 Treasure.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm just out here asking folks to just help me. People don't understand the cost of dumping is really expensive in Philly.
So this is why it ends up where it does.
Yeah, the average cost of dumping is $120 a ton minimum.
Wow.
So if I bring a half a ton, I'm still paying for a full ton minimum. So 10 tons of trash is close to over $1,200. And so when you're in this economy today and you're trying to make a quick buck doing a clean out, half your profit is going to just dumping. And then their dumps are so far apart, you drive past 4 parks to get to one dump. So people are like, I'm just going to drive into the park and dump it. So I'm working on ways to make it economically feasible for people to dump in the city.
Fantastic.
Properly dump.
So needed. I was going to ask you, what's next for the work that you do? You said you have that goal next year.
Yep. So pick up 100 tons of trash. For Earth Day, I want to do the first Earth Day festival in Philadelphia. And in December, I'm working on like a sustainability party, or like we're calling it like a Go Green Expo, where anybody that has anything to do with sustainability and going green will all meet like for like a little happy hour and just discuss and talk and share resources and kind of like do a networking, like a Go Green networking event.
I love it. Fantastic. Yeah. That's great. It's so needed.
Yeah. Hopefully you can make it.
I would love to. So before we get out of here, I would like to ask you, what would you say is the biggest misnomer when it comes to the work that you do? The breakdown.
Well, we talked about the cost of dumping, and that's one thing. But I'll say the effect of litter actually in community. Like, I did a cleanup one time where kids were literally walking in the street because there was so much trash on the pavement, and a child got hit by a car. And so it was one of those moments I had where like, it's not even like something that we should do, it's something we have to do. We have to keep our neighborhoods clean, not only for us, but for the children, for the seniors, for everybody. And so the importance of keeping the neighborhood clean and the effects it has on everybody in the neighborhood is super, super high. And I think some people just kind of brush it aside, but it's super important. And I hope that everyone can say yes to a clean Philly and a clean Chester and a clean Westchester and a clean Jersey, and everyone gets on board with saying yes to a clean community. And I think if we could figure out how to clean our communities, we could figure out how to attack some of the other things that we're dealing with.
Wow, wonderfully said. Yeah. Thank you so much for I could talk with you all day here, but I appreciate you being on the show and being here today. It means a lot. And
thanks for having me. I appreciate the invite. I appreciate the opportunity to use your platform to help spread the message. So thank you for having me.
For sure. And thank you all for watching and listening. Please like, share, spread the word, spread Terrill's message as much as you can. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to another awesome episode of Speaking of Sustainability. Please follow and support our guests as we encourage you to continue doing your part to make a difference in our global community. And don't forget to rate, like, and share. See you next time.